We are off. Welcome to the Deep in the Woods podcast, episode who knows. We've been doing a lot of episodes, but hey, we're back, right? So we've been gone for a while.
Good to be back.
Thanks for sticking with us. Hopefully we get, people will still watch us and whatnot. But yeah, I'm Nate, as always with Hawks. Aaron, super excited to do a little recapping.
Yep.
We missed a lot of the season, so we'll do a little bit of recapping on the season.
That's fair.
But before we do that, we got some big announcements.
Oh.
So if you, Hawks, why don't you just do a whole league segment? Why don't you do a quick recap on the Sanctioned League that's been going on, and then tell us what's going on.
Yeah, we got our irons are in a lot of fires right now, aren't they? So we're gonna talk about a bunch of different things tonight.
So, here's what we got going on. Sanctioned League. It is currently happening Fridays. If you're not a part of it, shame on you. Or not really, but it's fun. You get sanctioned rounds in at, chill out.
No, we're good.
It's been a while since we've done it, so now I heard a farting noise, and so everyone's laughing. $5 a round. And what that is a sanctioned round. $2 goes to payouts, $2 goes to the club, $1 goes to PDGA, and you get a sanctioned round.
Hey, tell me about this, because there's a little bit of confusion of how the league is set up. Because I know the PDGA put restrictions on you about total numbers a week. So will you explain the difference between what the league looks like to the PDGA versus people who are putting money in, hoping to win cash payouts from our league?
Absolutely. So the way it works is it's a 15-week league, 1 week after another. But it's a flex start, which means get your buddies. You guys have probably seen, those of you who are part of our Discord, part of our league, have seen the Sanctioned League.
We got like 6 weeks left, 5 weeks left, something like that.
I'd have to double check. But people are always playing at any time. I mean, I work on Fridays, but half the guys don't work on Fridays. It's just wild, and they're just playing at like 9 in the morning.
So the big thing is like the PDGA and disc golf scene kind of are separate.
Yeah,
in a way.
The PDGA makes it look like spring league is done and we're in summer league.
Disc golf is handling all the points. The PDGA is just handling the sanctioning part.
Okay.
That's all they're doing.
So to answer your question very directly, in the creation of the league, PDGA only allows a 10-week season. We didn't want to do 10-week season. We extended to 15 weeks, which basically means out of it costs us to
work with
the PDGA and sanction a league. But as Nate said, we had to do a section of less than 10 and a section of less than 10.
On PDGA, doesn't it look like somebody won spring league or something like that?
Because there's two different sessions. If you go to our page on Disc Golf Scene, and by our page I'm talking about the Sanctioned League page, you will see two different PDGA links.
Okay.
The first 7 weeks.
Did they call it spring and summer?
No.
It was both called summer,
It's the same league.
It's the same league. It's the same league. But PDGA requires two different sanctioned events.
Gotcha.
So we paid for two different sanctioning events, but we're taking it all as one. And the way that the scoring works is it's per division, so whatever division you are participating in, because it's sanctioned, what is your rating? My rating's in the
play in your regular division.
AM2, and so how that works is I'm competing against the chunk of people who are in AM2. So every single round of the 15 weeks from every individual, there's $2 a round going into the AM2 pool. If you played AM1, if you're Jacob, all of your rounds,
you're winning.
So far, he's all by himself. He's going to get $2 back. $2 back for every single round
because that's his AM1 money he put in.
Correct, and no one else has competed with him. No one else has competed with him. Same with AM3s. The AM3 pool,
just a couple guys.
AM3, AM2, AM4 pools. Those are the big pools.
Their money's going to them.
Correct, and we're going to probably pay out just like a PDGA event, top 40%.
Okay.
Because it's not an A tier or a B tier rather, which is 45%. It's just a league, so we're going to do 40% of the payout. In which case, the build-up over the 15 weeks, You get top.
A few bucks out there, a little fun money,
and it's their $5 rounds, so you can't.
Yeah.
You're putting $2 a round into the pot. You're not.
It's a little bit more of the brag of like, hey, look, I won $20, like that kind of thing.
Right.
It'd be cool to just
you're not
flex
walk
on
away
people a
with
little
millions.
bit.
Correct. So that's and the scoring is goofy on the disc golf scene. It's kind of backwards, but the way it works is you can score a max of 80 points. Meaning, if you win a week in your pool, you score 10 points.
And you're counting 8 weeks, so
your
that's your
maximum input is going to be 8 weeks. That's where the 80 comes from.
Okay.
That's it. If you get second place, you score 9 points, and so on and so forth.
Third place,
8 points.
And
yes,
anywhere
yes.
10th or worse is a point for showing up, right?
We have not had more than 10 people show up in a division.
But I need to know, what if I finish in 11th? Do I get the point or no?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay.
a little bit of a talking point here. We got a lot of guys in AM2. It feels like a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if a big chunk of those guys were AM1s next year. I just want to throw it out there.
True.
We're gonna have a big chunk of AM1 guys
I
next
can
year.
actually think of one guy who moved to M1 like a couple days ago.
Jake.
What's going to happen to him? No, some other guy. He's like getting really good really fast. He moved from AM2 to AM1 last week. What division does he enter next week at League?
I don't know. Who is it?
I don't know, but he's doing really, really good. Like, his rating point is like a huge jump.
So
what does he do? Because he's been playing in one.
So the way
I'd like to tell this guy when he asks me.
we had AJ also in that position, but it was very early. It was the second week or third week that he bumped up, and I moved him from 4 to 3, and he's been doing great.
Okay.
But this other
No
guy,
scuttle. Everyone's just getting along.
Should it be what
This
they're in
other
for the
guy-
majority of the league?
correct.
Okay.
That's how I am
That seems fair.
configuring.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
He'll be happy. He'll be happy with that. That's good stuff.
Cool.
All right, so this Sanctioned Leagues going on concurrently in the middle of our doubles league. So we've been kind of busy. Our guys have been playing a lot. So a lot of our guys have been playing on Tuesdays and Fridays. And the flexibility of the Friday, I think, has been like on point. Like that's been really cool. Like you said, there's guys playing at 9 in the morning, people playing at 2 in the afternoon, people playing at 6, 7 in the evening.
Right.
I feel like life has been busy. Our Tuesday night attendance has been down a little bit.
Yeah.
We've been averaging about 25. It's been a really solid core of guys. Like I feel like there's 20 who are there every week, and then the last 5 are a little bit rotational. But it's been good. So you guys want to transition into that? Talk a little bit about Tuesday nights, or do you want to
Real quick.
wrap up that?
One other thing. Once this Sanctioned League is done, we are not done. And once doubles up, we are still not done. So we're going to do a Sanctioned Sundays flex. Exact same format. It's only going to go 8 weeks, and we're going to just stick to Wagner Park. So
Wagner Park sanctioned rounds.
doesn't happen very often.
Wow.
Most
Never.
tournaments there are just unsanctioned from the Motor City Chain Gang. So we're going to do sanctioned rounds at Wagner. Sundays, flex start.
Which means you play whenever you want.
Same format, anytime you want. Most
Go
of
to
us,
church with your family. Go play
Go to
this
church
golf. Go
thing.
out to brunch. Play when you want to, right?
So I
Go before
envision-
church.
Yeah.
If you're
Little
wild.
7 a.m. round. Then we'll hit
Mhm.
11 o'clock
I
service.
mean, if you're into that, I envision a lot of 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock
Yeah.
rounds in the fall.
That's going to
That's
be
my
between
expectation.
1 and 4. There's going to be a lot of tee-offs around then.
Because a lot of guys are already going to
I like it.
veterans.
I like it.
Now we're just going to step it up and go a little bit further.
Sunday afternoon has been veterans for a lot of us crew, hasn't it? Like, let's go play a quick round.
And then I just, I feel like only one guy's been struggling with this, but let's pay PayPal for that league, Venmo for the Tuesday night league.
Yeah.
I know Brandon Maxon has been doing both.
Big into that, right?
Yeah.
He's fun.
Yeah, we'll talk about him later.
So September 8th, 8 weeks. That's the next sanctioned event after our summer marathon league is finished.
Yeah. And then real quick, we haven't talked about it because we haven't had a podcast, but we got the Houghton Lake Classic coming up in probably less than 2 months, probably 2 months from now. And so if you haven't looked into it, last year, I'll just do a little recap of last year. We made a whole weekend of it. And so I invite everyone, if you want to come up and hang out that weekend, please do. I'll accommodate stay. Last year we split it up. I got an Airbnb, and we kind of split up the money that way. So I think it came out to like $20 a guy for stay.
Easy.
Super easy. And we just hang out. We play a lot of disc golf casually, and then we have the tournament. And the tournament's actually pushed back to Sunday instead of Saturday. We conflicted with another event. It was a cancer fundraiser event. It felt weird to push them off, even though we signed up first. And so we said, we'll go Sunday. And so super excited for that. If you have any interest, message me, throw it in the Houghton Lake Classic chat we have in Discord. Yeah.
Especially just because we're going to try to coordinate some rides, and we've got a few people with places up that direction, as well as if the number is too large to fit in those locations, we do need to look at if we want to collaborate and rent something, right?
That's a good point. Last year, I had people just word of mouth tell me they're coming, or just message me tell me they're coming, and I kind of got squirrely there towards the end, and so it's hard to coordinate stuff. And so this year, as soon as
37 guys sleeping in your garage or something like that. So.
This year, if you know you're coming, just sign up for the event on Sunday. And if you're not gonna be able to make the event for whatever reason, just tell me, and then I'll throw it in the list, because I'm already starting the list. I'm starting to coordinate everything. Once you've signed up for that event, I know you're coming. It's squared away. There won't be as much confusion towards game time.
So can I show up Friday after work?
Yeah. So I have an itinerary I put together. I haven't posted it yet, but Thursday night people can come up.
Start early.
I know last year people asked.
Some Glow Thursday night or something like that?
We could play Glow Thursday night, and then
I'll be honest with you guys. I did not go to that event last year.
You missed out.
Yeah.
In my 49 years, I think this was the worst FOMO I've ever had of any event. All my friends were there doing my favorite thing. I was literally like watching you guys just fuming on my phone.
Imagine you like 20 years from now, 10 years from now, a disc golf retreat.
I know, right?
With a tournament that's run by us.
That's what it looked like. And I was like, oh, this is driving me crazy. I was really enjoying some time with family at home, but then I would be like, I felt like a teenager, man. It was serious fun.
It was a good event. My favorite part was Jeff got car sick and threw up all over.
Okay.
Wait a second. My bad. He didn't throw up all over. He made it.
That was a FOMO. Aaron wasn't worried about
that. I didn't miss out on that part. But that sounds like an epic event. Just a lot of fun, a lot of disc golf.
We'll play board games. We'll do a lot of hanging out. We'll go out to eat.
Good
stuff like that. So, look forward to that. Come to that. It'll be a blast. Let me know if you're coming. Do we have any other announcements?
So we got sanctioned singles going on right now. Fall sanctioned singles. Tournament in September. What else you got?
You all need to drive to Chesterfield, Eternal Games Chesterfield, and buy your discs from us at regular price. No, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
But if you want to support the cause more than you already do, which most of you
I know over the last couple of weeks, you guys have kind of beefed up what's in there. What brands of discs can I expect to find there?
Yeah, right now we have 2 racks. One rack is all Discraft. That was the starting. We're starting to move through some Discraft. And the other, Nate went up and put. I saw Bergs. I saw some
FDs.
Some true. No truths.
It's some Discmania, some Dynamic, a little bit.
Some Castoplast.
Oh yeah.
Trilogy stuff.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Some good plastic. I want to give a shout out to Caleb Carter, because he's gone up there and he apparently bought 6 discs, which is like half the discs we've sold so far. So big shout out to him.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
We have, as of July 1st, we had sold $230 something worth.
All right.
So
you guys are transitioning, and when I say you guys, Nate and Hawk's kind of part of the retail, the organizational part, whereas I might run some league events, you guys running that stuff. You kind of moved from just what you might sell or be part of prize pools at tournaments and events to the retail world, and that's a big deal, right? Because that's been part of your kind of dream and plan, and you're kind of dipping your toe in right now, but it's going good.
I think it's going well.
Yeah. It's a healthy collab because obviously when I move this, and then we can also, when our discs aren't being moved, we can throw them in the store. You know what I'm saying? And so we're looking to do it. It's going to happen, but just look forward to the Eternal Games worn. Maybe just tease a little bit because it's not for sure, but
we're in, because most of us are down here in this area. We obviously
there's some talks in to get something a little closer.
Well, it has been discussed before. Our initial was the Eternal Games at Chesterfield. had more space, and the thought was there's no retail location that has any kind of discraft anything up there, so let's get started up there.
Okay.
That was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, but at the same time,
and Warren didn't have any space.
Warren was packed, but most of us are down in the Warren,
a little farther south in Macomb County.
Yeah, Roseville.
Closer to there as a retail area.
Right, and so we're like, hey, what about, and John, the owner of the Eternal Games, he's like, yeah, sure. So we have to obviously work up the financial part of it, the initial investment. So we would like to have our discs also in the Warren location, Eternal Games. That's at 10 and Hoover.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
good stuff.
So look forward to that.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
All right.
We got a couple more tournaments in the fall, but we won't promo that.
Oh, yeah.
Houghton Lake Classic is our next one. Let's get into league.
Yeah. Back where everything started, right?
Yeah.
We branched out to so many different things.
Yeah.
Back to Tuesday Night League. We just wrapped up tonight, week 8.
2 more weeks.
There's only 2 more weeks for this end of this summer season.
Man.
And
That's a bummer.
I know, that didn't sound sad, doesn't it? Say 2 more weeks to the end of summer. And it's been kind of weird because the podcast has been quiet. We had some really farther courses with some late starts. You know, we were walking off the course at dusk, 9:30, and so for us, podcast kind of got bumped a little bit.
I got to throw a little thing in here. There was a podcast that was recorded with Nate and a couple Cafferleys, and I apologize. In the editing world, I could not make it.
We had some technical.
Yeah, some technical issues. So we will have to confer with those guys and redo it.
Get that back.
I apologize.
We can hear the family story and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so that was recorded, but I just needed to throw that out there. We didn't forget about you guys. Technical.
So that was one of the missing weeks, was that, as well as just some of those farther courses. So it's been kind of weird because even though there's a spreadsheet on Discord that's pinned with all of the points and stuff, the leader, the battle for places, it's been kind of quiet. For us, we usually kind of make a big to-do about who's leading, who's in first. Like, I remember back in the spring with Brendan Crocker, there was like a lot of chatter about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to make sure that tonight we give a little bit of credit to, well, there's a couple guys in particular that until tonight it was a 3-horse race. And tonight it's kind of getting down to, after tonight's, which we'll get to here in a second, there's really kind of 2 guys that are making a run for this title. But let's talk through a little bit of tonight.
Yep.
We played at Firefighters Park. Couple little points of chatter were hole 6 and hole 18 changed into par 4s. I think most people would probably agree that hole 6 was playing as a somewhat soft par 4, just a lot of distance.
It was still far.
Yeah, it was. It was still two drives, right? Everybody was throwing driver, except for maybe Ian and a couple other guys. And most guys are throwing driver. Hole 18, although it was not as long, was much more technical, especially the first half of it. Just made for very challenging layout, and it really changed scores quite a bit. So it kind of cooled off the scoring a little bit.
Yeah. 18, if you were to characterize it, wasn't my favorite. But
yeah.
Why?
I just struggled on the hole, and so I just wasn't happy how I played it.
Do you know what the worst score on
I
your team
think
was?
I think that there are 2 groups that took a 6.
Wow.
And one of them was Christian and Jeff Z, and the other one was
they came up with this
right over there. But there were only 2 groups that took the birdie 3 out of 13 groups. That's tough, man.
We chose.
And if we look at hole 6, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups took that birdie 3. It was a little bit easier. All 3 of us actually randomly played together today, and so we might have
it's just because we were just standing there.
Yeah, we were kind of the last ones left over. Nobody likes us, so we're the ones that nobody picks. So we had to, the nerds who had to like congregate together. Yeah. So we won't necessarily be able to talk a lot about everybody's individual shots and rounds tonight, but we can look at the scoreboard and talk a little bit about that. So you heard me reference a couple of the guys that were in the 3-horse lead, and tonight they did finish in 5th, second, and first. So all three of them still finished near the top. So I'm going to mention, we'll go backwards, who I know is going to end up in their third place after tonight. That's Andrew Rosalino.
Okay.
And if you guys have followed Roz this season, he's been just kind of quietly lurking around the top of the leaderboard every week. He's been scoring some bonus points here and there. As the person who pays those things out, I'm constantly sending him $5, $10 for these bonus point things he's getting. And so, unfortunately for him, if you have a bunch of pretty good weeks, it's hard to make your score go up. Because he's kind of already maximized his score. Yeah. He's got to score.
He moved up the top. He moved up the leaderboard really fast.
Yes, because he comes every week and he scores pretty well, pretty high every week. So he has to have a hot week or two, or both, in these last 2 weeks.
But the 2 bonus points for winning,
that's huge.
It's guaranteed. There is no, I might hit this CT,
right.
I might hit this long.
So barring any miracles, he is the only guy still in the race besides the next big 2. No, it's not you. Just based on what you have seen, give me some observations. Who are the big 2? Who are the guys who have just been on fire lately? Do you know who it is?
I know.
Who do you think it is?
Because I input the scores all the time.
Okay. So maybe we'll ask Nate.
I know.
Who are the big 2?
So just because Ian always tells you how awesome he is.
So it's Brandon and Ian, right?
Brandon and Ian. Yeah, those are the 2 guys. Tonight they finished first and second.
Yeah, and you gotta love Brandon right now. He's been throwing the disc really well.
Yeah.
And when he's paired up with a partner who give himself because Brandon loves to run putts really far past the basket. When you can give him a partner that doesn't and just can lay up for him and he can just run everything, he becomes very dangerous. And so
let me talk you through Brandon's round tonight. This just shows you how good he's playing. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from getting Rick Trent as a partner. Dude is accurate. He hits some big putts now and then. But we are just talking about our league leaders in Brandon. So Brandon's front 9, the only holes he missed were hole 6, which actually was 3, a birdie. UDisc scores it as a par. Hole 3, which is arguably hardest hole in the course. And then hole 1. So he really only missed 1 hole on the whole front 9. And then when you talk back 9, he missed hole 11, which is the other arguably hardest hole there. He did miss hole 12, which is still 350, and then he took a par 4 on 18, which was, we said, played over 4.0 tonight. Yeah. And he birdied every other hole tonight. So either Rick was on fire with him or he was just
lights
on
out.
fire in general.
Yeah.
He also, with Rick, hit the birdie fund, which our league gives 3 points to. 2 points to? Oh, that's right, 2 points to that. And then he also hit a 1 for 2 points, and he got a CTP, the ice cream CTP. That's 5 bonus points. So Brandon is running with it. Now, Ian, not to take too much away from him, finished in second, which means he's going to have 3 less points on the night.
Yeah.
He did get 1 bonus point tonight for guessing the correct score, a little fun side game today. So it's not out of reach for Ian. Ian would be the 2nd league member to have 2 titles attributed to his name, which I don't think would surprise anybody, as Ian's been having a great season.
Well, so let me throw this at you. The last 2 weeks, we've got Palmer, we've got Oakland. So Palmer, in terms of scoring separation, favors the B-C pairing more than the AD.
There's so many shorts at Palmer.
Yeah.
Is there something
C players can dominate at Palmer?
Is there something to be said when you're talking about a guy who's already done it, an Ian? Brandon hasn't won the league yet. He doesn't know what the pressure feels like.
That's true. Ian's been there before.
But so here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a discussion in the parking lot today where there are other forces involved with Ian needing to go home way sooner instead of hanging out because there's pressure at home. So he has to deal with that.
You're talking home life.
I'm talking home life. That's a home frisbee balance.
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
Is he gonna make it the next 2 weeks?
That's my question. That's my question.
Palmer's not far for Ian because he's out, kind of that way.
He is far.
Yeah.
That's Auburn Hills, man.
What if he doesn't show up the last?
The
week?
final night.
That's his own fault.
I mean,
he could tell his sister, "This is the."
You gotta let the man attend.
Hey, I'm staying out of
We're
it.
not.
You
We're
know
not.
what, Nate? That's a great idea. I would stay far away from that
Let's
one.
let it go.
So Ian might be the.
I anticipate Roz actually stepping in and going ahead of Ian.
Ooh, and pushing Brandon?
I still think Brandon, with this win tonight and the bonus points,
Yeah,
I think he's going to be 8-9
uncatchable.
points clear.
Comfortable.
Of Roz. I don't think Roz can. I could be wrong. I don't think he can. I think he can surpass Ian because I don't think Ian's going to be able to show up both weeks.
Yep, it's something to think about.
All right, so those are the big three. Just because it's been so long, I'm gonna give you guys a couple names that were maybe near top today, and I also know have been kind of in the points. I want you to tell me a little bit about. Take your pick. Pick a Cafferly, one of the three Cafferlys. They are all three in the top 6-7 spots. So maybe not striking victory of the lead, but none of the three of them have ever been in this position before.
So you're alluding to some experience points for future seasons.
I mean, Jeff Cafferly is in his first season of his life. I mean, this is it, right? He's the rookie.
Yeah.
Michael Cafferly is in his second season.
Sophomore slump.
Nolan is probably in about his fourth season. And they're all kind of like, lurking around that, top 7, top 8. I want you to pick one of them. Maybe talk about playing with them, some of their strengths, because I want to, we can't just focus on these three guys who are rocking it out here. I want to hear about a few other guys. Give me some intel on one of the Cafferlys.
So Nolan, he gives me a call on the way. He's like, Nate.
Today?
I'm driving. He's like,
Should be good.
He's like, Nate, are you going to league? I was like, yeah, I'm going to league. What are you talking about? And then he's like, I totally forgot to eat. Could you pick me up a sandwich? And I was like,
oh, that's funny.
I was like, it's $4.50, dude. Just go out and get your sandwich.
You got time.
You got time. So that's my Nolan experience. Came dark in my head.
That wasn't really what I was looking for, but it was a good story.
It was a good story.
I thought I'd bring it up.
Just
as a heads up, before tonight's points, Nolan was number 9, Michael was number 8, and Jeff was number 7. They're literally back to back to back, and I don't know which one of them was the better of tonight.
When Nolan has an off week, he has a really off week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't say that disparagingly.
But he can shoot hot, but he just doesn't always. He's like streaky. Okay.
Yeah. So he was on the bottom this week.
I did notice Nolan's growing a bit of a beard.
Oh, I see that.
Is there something there that we should be looking at?
He must be. He must be going to college.
That could be.
So I actually have not played. I haven't played with. I think I haven't played with any of them.
I've been getting Jeff a bunch.
I played with Jeff, I think, once.
Jeff is the guy. He's a great D partner because he usually hits like 2 putts from 30 to 50 feet that I miss like every round. And then so I've got these 2 automatic strokes out of him, plus usually like helping the fairway and like other stuff that he's a great partner to get.
And as a bonus, last week he got ice cream with us. That was cool.
Right? Yeah, it was actually
we
cool.
should get.
It was just
we should get bonus points for going
for
together.
showing up to ice cream. It was just the 2 of us and Jacob and Jeff. It was great shooting the breeze with them. Absolutely. All right, so there's a little.
I say that I haven't played with Michael.
I haven't had Michael in a long time. I had him like a couple times in the early spring, but not since then. All right, let me just round out some of our top 10. You got Sean and
who's your
Nicholas. You got before tonight, and we know this is going to shake up.
Sure.
We had Roz, Ian, and Brandon, who that looks like that's going to be a flip.
Okay.
Sean and Nicholas are 4th and 5th. I'm sorry, 4th and 5th right before. Oh, the spreadsheet has them off by 1 because there's nothing in row 1. So the Cafferlys were actually 6, 7, 8.
Gotcha.
So we got Sean and Nicholas in there.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about one of the 2 of those guys and kind of how they've been rolling.
Well, I want to pour one out for my homie Sean.
Did he join the club this week?
So he texted a group of us, and it was sad. It was a sad time because his favorite zone just ran away from him.
I feel like they say deaths come in 3s, and Sean's zone, your Luna, Nick's Mamba. We need a moment.
It hurts. So
You know, it's funny because I thought that my buzz was going to be the third death, but it had a resurrection experience. Some stranger pulled it out of the reeds.
The Lord is
at
good.
Palmer all the time.
All the time.
And I got my buzz back, so I do feel bad that Sean's zone was the true third death. But
it felt like a sacrificial death for you.
Yeah, it did. It was, yep. There's a name for that. There's a transubstantiation or something like that. But it is. I remember a conversation about 1 year ago when we said something like, "Who has iconic discs? Who's like a guy that's been around our league a lot and you know the disc you throw?" Like people talk with Nate about the Green Thrasher. For the three of you guys, those were the discs, right? Nick's Mamba's, Sean's Zone, and your Luna. Like maybe your Darth Vader Buzz, but your Luna, like those are
my go-to.
So Sean, I heard he bought a few of those Get Freaky Zones. So he'll be back in action.
He was trying them out today.
Yep. All right, then what about Nicholas? He's been kind of quietly. I was surprised to see him in that number 5 spot.
I don't know if it's Nicholas or Christian. I never know.
I also was gonna say Nicholas has been pretty quiet, and I almost had to stop myself because I'm like, that is not a phrase that you often hear yourself saying. But he must just be playing clean golf.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he had a win yet.
Well,
No.
But he's just a good golfer who's showing up and finishing in that top 4 zone every week. Just he's racking up points quietly, so that was good.
Yeah, and we'll allude to it later, but if there was a power rankings, he'd be up there.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Just the consistency, right? If there was a power ranking.
So
So we've got Andrew Rosalino, Ian, and Brandon 1, 2, 3. We've got Sean and Nicholas in that 4-5 zone. The 3 Cafferleys in the 6, 7, 8. Myself in 9, and then Easton Knott rounding out the 10 spot.
I don't know if you guys have played with Easton. He throws far.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
He's fun.
Easton looks like he would just be like a lumberjack.
Yeah.
The dude's only like 19 years old. His beard is substantial, and he's a big dude.
Yeah.
So I bet he can gorilla a disc.
So.
But he's like kind of that gentle giant. Like he comes in kind of joking around, just having fun. But like he's a good dude. I kind of ribbed him today about being a Spartan. You know, I got some kids in
he's always
Arbor, and I like him.
So I'm going to do a slight transition. We can always transition back.
Yeah.
We're playing at Stony Creek at a tournament. There's a big tournament, Stony.
PFO?
Oh, hey, Provision Financial Open.
So it's a big tournament.
I'm walking around, hanging out with some of the guys because Nate's running it. I'm their support guy, and I roll up on hole 12. It was the really tight.
Yeah.
Just 12 greens.
12 greens. Just try to get lucky on a 4-8 or a turnover. And Easton's up there. I'm chatting with him. I'm just hanging out. I got some other buddies coming up on 11.
Okay.
I'm just getting to know some of the guys. I tell them about the league, and now he's here.
That's how Easton got in?
That's how Easton got in.
Sweet.
Not that I'm the man, but I'm the man. But outside of that, I say that to say we've been consistently 20-25. And
so maybe it's time we all turn it up a little bit in that department. Okay. Guilty as charged. I think for a while I had been being good about inviting guys in, and I think we just kind of enjoyed great PFO experience. League was rolling at 45, kind of setback. We got to be ambassadors for the sport, and so do you.
Yep.
Get somebody into our league.
Yeah, new person.
Yep.
Brand new person, bring them out. You got a friend who's looking to connect into something.
Frisbees.
Yep, we'll lend them frisbees.
And don't get me wrong, we all like you. Whoever you are, we like you. But we also like your buddy who we don't know.
Yeah. So that's cool.
So league's going good. We have 2 more weeks. We'll wrap up league conversation. We got 2 more weeks. We play at Palmer next week.
Okay.
Be interesting. The first time we've played with the 3 new holes.
Yeah.
Which there's been a lot of negative chatter about them. I don't like those holes. A hole with a chance at eagle, that's always fun. And then 2 shots.
But it's like a poke and hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's there. I think if you execute.
With doubles, it'll be a different experience.
Yes, somebody pokes something out there 275 and then somebody goes for it, right?
Yeah, I've only played it once.
And then you guys just whine about the Anheuser shots because I've heard you complain about it, so don't give me that. It's so stupid. It's just luck. You mean you gotta hit the line. That's what you gotta do.
So
there's 2 tough Anheuser holes. I get you.
I went to the right side.
That's true. You played the right side slip around the 1. Yep.
I don't remember the other one. I only played it at one time.
That's the one you call.
So we're parking in the original parking lot.
Yes, you got to park back by Whole Ones parking lot because that corner of the course is no longer by the police station. So we'll be playing that new layout, obviously. And then we're back at OU, which was actually a very pleasant surprise in spring round.
Yeah.
Good course that wasn't that far. Oh man,
it's gonna be real fun.
When did we play it?
Spring.
Middle of May.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't know if you saw Steven Shimontero's arm.
I don't want any part of that. I'm coming in a snowsuit tomorrow or that week. Yeah. So, Oakland University wraps us up. We will crown a champion. We are going to take 1 week off after that. There was myself and a handful of other people that could not make the next Tuesday. We want to make it viable for as many people to attend. Yep. The league finale will be a skins match. We're probably looking at about $700 to $800 added cash to that event. So you want to get there. I believe that date is August 13th.
I'm looking that up as we
August
speak.
13th. It's the second Tuesday in August. 6th will be off, and then the 13th is our finale. You're going to want to be there. We're going to do some random ranked foursomes where you're going to be able to win some cash. Ooh. So show up and break the bank.
Yeah, and for those that were there last year, are we doing anything different, or is it pretty much
roughly the same format? So kind of what we did. Now last year we had a little committee that helped rank people. We kind of settled into our divisions this year. So how it'll start is this. We're going to rank the top 8 players, which is pretty much the A pool. And those 8 players' names will be in here. We will draw 4 of them out, and they will create a foursome, and then the other 4 will be a foursome. Then we'll take the next 8 players, which is often our B pool, and those 8 will be pulled out into 2 foursomes, and so on. So you'll be playing with 3 other players of like ability to you, making those skins earnable by everybody.
And it's singles, correct?
It is singles, which is different from our normal. So
are we going back to firefighters?
We're going to go back to firefighters. We kind of felt like it's a good course where most of our players can achieve birdie on most of the holes. So scoring change.
But even a par on some of the holes.
Yes, true. Yeah, 3, 4, 6. 11, 12.
Even think 9. You hit a tree. You hit a tree.
Yep.
I
get my 3.
25 away.
People hit first availables. Par might be taking skins. Mm-hmm. And there were stories last year of somebody hanging around, gets pushed, and so all of a sudden somebody wins 6 skins, $30 for earning 1 birdie, mm-hmm. And there's a little extra chatter on that night too.
There was also stories of guys who were constantly being pushed or pushing, mm-hmm. and then the guy who wasn't even involved in those pushes takes everything.
Like the guy drafting in a NASCAR race, right? Slingshots around everybody and takes it.
And it's kind of cool because last year he handed out envelopes to each group, so it's
cash in hand.
You got it. Here you go. Skin for you. That's pretty cool.
We usually slapped ours on the top of the basket and stuff like that.
I didn't really experience it.
Threw it on the top. You didn't do anything. We were sliding fivers onto the tee pad, making people pick it up if they wanted, So that'll be a really fun event. That'll be a wrap up for us. Now that's just our Tuesday night league wrapping up. Obviously we got a lot of other things going on, but like I said before, that's kind of where all this started. So the tradition continues. Preparations will be starting to be made for season 6.
And then last year, we're getting far into it, but last year we did a fall league. There's probably a strong possibility we do that again.
Yep.
So just be on the lookout for that.
Because at that point we'll have Sunday afternoons, which is a good thing. But I think people are still looking for a weeknight.
Yeah.
And because we end so early, just as a school teacher, I always ended mine a week or 2 before school started. They're still great. Many people would argue the best season for disc golf in Michigan.
Yep.
And we need to harness that.
Yep.
So that'll happen as well.
The fall league is usually less structured in terms of
cash payouts, no
points, the traditional disc golf.
We just want to be around each other and hang out and play more disc golf. So that'll happen.
And Tuesday works.
Yep.
So any other league, any other announcements?
No, got 2 more weeks of regular league, a week off, and then the big money skins match. Check if you haven't in a while, because we haven't been chatting about it much. Check probably by tomorrow. Hawks, you good to have the points updated by tomorrow?
I would love to tell you yes, but I've got somebody working on in my house, in my office. My ceiling collapsed, and so they're fixing it.
So I heard, Hoxie, that when the ceiling collapsed, there was a certain machine under the ceiling collapse, we do need to talk about this as well. So tell us about what happened when the ceiling collapsed and what was the collateral damage.
Yeah, so there was water in my house over Labor Day. Memorial Day, sorry.
And what happened with that water in the ceiling?
Got so heavy that my ceiling came down in my office.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know what I keep in my office.
What's in your office?
Well, you know what was in my office? My algorithm machine.
Oh. No. So the machine was like, all the water went into it?
I tried to turn it on and give me some gurgling noises, give me some, and then some beep, some steam.
Did you turn it off quick?
I did. I tipped it over, dumped out some water.
Did you put some rice in there?
I didn't.
Okay.
I should have, because that would have fixed it. So then I tried to turn it on and then nothing.
So is that your excuse of why there's no power rankings?
Yeah. So I implore the people, I need somebody with industrial knowledge of the electrics. So if you know somebody.
Do we have anybody like that in our league?
I don't know.
I think we do, but I remember he doesn't watch the podcast. So
I also haven't seen that guy in a long time.
Well, it's possible. I don't know. Rumor has it he's in Louisiana working on a space shuttle.
Okay.
Space rocket. So wait, the guy who can design an electric
by himself
a space rocket. He's like climbing on top of it. He's on the.
Yeah.
If he comes home, he can fix the algorithm machine. But until then, the points may have to just speak for themselves.
So I will absolutely put out the power rankings.
No.
That are my own.
That's your power rankings are nothing like the machine. So don't even. We need to point that out because there's been people who have been making ridiculous statements.
These claims are
that Hoxie just comes up with the power rankings. One week, there was a time when he reached over here and he pulled a piece of paper out of the machine and people made comments. And they said, oh, he just made it up. Hoxie just decides what he thinks. And so...
I can't. It hurts me. So okay. We'll see.
So we'll wait for the machine because we need it to be real.
I'll talk to my people.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Hopefully the electricianifier can come back in town and get us going here.
Somebody.
Yeah. Because, people have been talking. They've been buzzing like, man, it just feels different, right? And so we want that feeling back.
But here's the thing: we're 8 weeks in.
Let me propose this: is it possible you could get it going?
I know that it's probably going to involve like some zip ties and duct tape.
Yeah.
But we only have 2 weeks
and
left.
Rice.
Do you think, and if you dry it out with some rice,
just
get some duct tape, do you think, yeah, just pound on it a couple times. Do you think in the next couple days you can get it? Blow in the Nintendo cartridge. Everybody who's over the age of 30 knows that one. So do you think that you could just get it to work long enough to spit out one power rankings?
Or at least give us a top 5.
I wonder if that would not use as much.
Yeah.
You could turn it on, hit print, and then hit collaborate.
The trouble is I gotta feed all the info, and I tried
8 weeks.
I tried
8
to
weeks
get
of info
and shoot it up.
Did you? Because that was Memorial Day weekend. That was a long time. It was like 6 weeks ago. So you only have
So we'll see.
So let's see what we can come up with.
Electrician friend.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have some advice. Even if he could maybe even do some things remotely. I think he has one of those things like a surgeon where he puts his hands in those things and then they move around.
And he takes control of your hands.
Oh, that could happen too. So we're getting down a rabbit hole here.
Okay.
We're gonna try to get one last power rankings in.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can make it.
I'll talk to my people. I'll see if I can get a couple power rankings in.
So
we'll see.
If it does happen, awesome. But just
realistically, at the end of this episode, there probably won't be one.
Okay. But just stick around just in case, right?
But maybe.
But hey, we'll transition because I feel like we wore that out.
We did. It's rather thin, in fact.
We've been throwing around the idea of merch, right? And so I've been mulling this over. We want to make something that you guys actually want to wear, right? And so if you have suggestions on what you want to see, a sweatshirt, a just regular t-shirt, a hat, something, drop it in the comments. Throw it in Discord. I'm thinking I'm going to do that pretty soon here. Because
so if you look at choices, literally just looking at us right now, Nate is wearing some of our 2023 gear that came out last year. That was part of an online store where you had some choices of some basic stuff. I'm modeling this year's 2024, a little bit fancier, a little bit cooler, but a little less choices. Yeah. So even some design ideas for us, but also like how you want it to work. Give us some ideas about what this might look like.
So I played a tournament this weekend, and I saw a guy wearing the Flint Town Flyers.
FTF, yep.
Right. So he had the FTF on the back, and then Flint Town Flyers on the front. So I'm thinking like if we use Woods disc on the back, and then have something here, but I don't know what that would be. I would ask the people to help us come up with something, because I thought that I looked at that shirt, I was like, oh, that's cool, because the FTF is recognizable in the area. It's a cool symbol.
And ours is getting there though. I mean, right. this is getting there, right? Like people are starting to recognize.
Cool. Right. Yep. So something to me, I saw that and I was like, oh, dude, Ian, that's cool. Yeah. The Ian I played with, that's a cool shirt.
I won't throw it out here, but we got a tournament coming up. I want to include hats in the player packs. Ooh. And so
nice hats.
Nice hats. That's kind of how I envision rolling out merch, is through events, but I recognize that a lot of our guys don't do events, and also some guys can't make it to all the events, and so I want to make sure it's available to them too. And I think we'll kind of like, it's hard to do a sweatshirt with a player pack, right? So like, it takes a lot of
It's very expensive, and then payouts get thin.
So like, I'm thinking like a sweatshirt or something nice, you know what I'm saying? So if you have any suggestions, throw it in Discord, comment section down below, all that kind of stuff. Any closing remarks? I feel like we touched it all.
Yeah, leagues wrapping up, but then we have other things launching right after that. Don't forget, either contact Nate directly or in Discord about whether you're going to be coming towards the Higgins Lake, Houghton Lake, Hanson Hills, that big experience. And that's when you need to act on it.
Yep. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Thanks for sticking around with us with that long break. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.